Welcome into the Nashville Game Changers podcast. I'm your host, Jill Jelnick, and really excited about our guest today. He is new to Nashville, however, probably won't take very long until he becomes a Nashville Game Changer. 8-year veteran, Tennessee Titans safety, Xavier Woods, join us on the show. Thanks so much for joining us. I know you just got done over at the practice facility, hustled all the way over here. Appreciate that hustle to be here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It was a hop and a skip to get over here.
Hop and a skip. And you've only been in Nashville a month and a half. I'm so eager to hear your impressions of this city, not just the Titans, but let's first start with Nashville. Had you been to Nashville?
Not before, other than playing. No, I haven't.
Okay.
No, I haven't.
Well, what do you think?
I haven't really, outside of playing football, been a lot of places, honestly. But I definitely love it. I mean, downtown is different than where I've been. With I think it's Broadway Street.
Yes, Broadway. Yes.
It get kind of crazy down there. I just drove down. I see it get kind of crazy.
That's all you need is just one drive down Broadway, whether it's middle of the afternoon or at night. Both times of the day, it's wild.
It kind of remind me of New Orleans and
Bourbon Street.
Bourbon Street, yep.
Also, Las Vegas Boulevard in Vegas as well. Yes.
Definitely remind me of Bourbon Street,
but with a little bit of a country twist.
Yes.
You came over from Charlotte. You were with the Carolina Panthers last 3 seasons. Before that, Minnesota Vikings, and then you started your career with the Dallas Cowboys, 6th-round draft pick. So when you're looking at Dallas and Minnesota and Charlotte, Nashville's very different.
Very different. Definitely very different. I don't think any of those cities have a Broadway.
No one does. I'm curious, before you came over here to Nashville and became a part of the Tennessee Titans this offseason, what was your thought of the Titans organization? What was kind of the reputation in your mind?
So funny thing is, I mean, the Titans were my favorite team growing up.
Oh, Titans were your favorite team growing up.
My first football game that I can ever remember was Super Bowl, Titans and the Rams. So Steve McNair, rest in peace, is my favorite player. Steve
McNair is your favorite player. Oh my gosh.
Fortunate enough, college was Vince Young.
Okay, yes, that's right. So, yes, for sure.
I could name off a lot of guys that I love to watch, whether it was Chris Johnson, Eddie George, Steve. Then Vince. I mean, even when I can go back to say when Vince got hurt and the Titans still went undefeated that year. So I'm just from afar. I mean, I play for different teams, but from afar, I always watch the Titans, and so it's kind of like a dream come true being able to play for the Titans. And my family. Funny thing is, when I was like in middle school, I wrote I wanted to play for the Titans. I had to write it down I won Student of the Year. Yeah. So some of those papers I had to write was what I wanted to do growing up, which was play for the Titans. Yeah. So we're trying to find that.
I was just going to say, you got to find that letter.
That was so long ago, I don't know what my parents did with it, but definitely playing for the Titans is a dream come true.
What a full circle moment for you. And you're going into your 9th season in the NFL. Why come here to Nashville and play for the Tennessee Titans?
I tell the guys at this point, you just go where you want it.
Yep.
It gets, I don't say I'm not a superstar, so I don't get the pickings of every team. But, they wanted me here, so I came here.
Yeah, you're obvious. I'm learning very quickly. You're very humble. And
yep. That's what my parents instilled in me. Is one thing that just be humble at all times.
You're also, I know for a fact, you're a very hard worker, and it's paid off on the field. You don't get to your 9th year in the NFL without being a tremendous hard worker, dedicated player. But I think one of the other things that's remarkable about your career is your longevity in terms of your ability to play. You played all 17 games last year for the Panthers, and you also led the team in tackles, 119. If I remember that correctly.
I think so.
Yeah. So clearly you've figured out a formula for not just longevity, but success as a veteran. How did that come to be?
Man, it's just a little bit of, you gotta say, a little bit of luck, a little bit of, blessings from above, because this game is 100% injury rate. So, we go into every game. I'm hurting. Just had OTA practice, so I never feel.
You're hurting coming all the way over here for practice.
I never feel 100. I never feel 100%. Yeah. So I had to push through a lot, but just not being able to not get hurt was a blessing. a little bit, some luck in there. So, I mean, I don't take it for granted at all. I've done that once before, so this is my second time doing it. I think I did it in 2021 where I played every snap, every game. And so, like last year, I played every snap, every game. I don't take those for granted at all. And I tell the young guys, I don't do nothing extraordinary, nothing out the ordinary as far as just recovery and stuff like that. I eat. I'm not a dietitian, and so I'm not counting calories.
Somewhat well. How would you describe your
I eat well
diet?
in a facility. Then when I get outside and go home, it's let my wife cooks. Yep. We have 4 kids, so it's not.
And so you have some good home cooking at home, don't you?
It's not a green colored plate going on at the house. It's what can feed us. So
it may not be green, but yummy. I'm going to say probably yummy.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So
shout out to your wife.
Out the ordinary. Just I work hard and I push through a lot.
Yeah, well, one team that I know off the top of my head that could use a player like that is the Tennessee Titans, especially in that secondary. I know you're just getting used to Nashville. You're also getting used to your new team.
Yep.
Gone through OTAs, now mini camp. What have been your first impressions of this new Tennessee Titans team?
Man, they're hungry. We kind of like what we kind of did in Carolina, where we had a bad year. They had a bad year last year. They came out the first pick. In Charlotte, we came out the first pick, and then we didn't have a lot of success year 2 going into after having that bad year. But this team is hungry. This team wants to improve. This team wants to, even with a rookie quarterback, it can be hard. The last few years has been anomalies.
Yeah.
With rookie quarterbacks, and we kind of hoping that we can kind of have that same year. But, it all starts with just us being sound, us gelling, us working hard, and just being a team that complements each other in all 3 phases, where it's offense, defense, and special teams. And, I mean, when's going to come if we're all doing what we're supposed to do?
You mentioned the team chemistry. One thing that head coach Brian Callahan is doing differently this offseason that I think is very interesting is he divided all the players up into 8 subgroups. There's a captain, co-captain of each, and you guys compete on a regular basis, get points. And it, from what I understand, it really brings out another level of your competitiveness, but at the same time, helps you get to know your teammates better.
Yep. I would say, the competition part is understood.
Yeah.
Whether it's, us, what we do after practice, after workouts. But I would say the most important part is when we actually have our team meetings, our separate team meetings, where we're just in the meeting room. We're just talking about stuff outside of football. Whether it's we had a 4-H meeting where it was your history, heroes, hardships, hardships, and I forgot what the other
heartbreak.
I forgot what the other one was.
Or that's hardship. Yeah.
But
it'll come.
that was important for the guys. Where it was guys just expressing to one another what they go through, what they've been through.
Yeah.
And so I've learned that there's other guys on the team that have kids with special needs. Other guys on the team that has kids with autism. Or there's other guys on the team that has been through what they've been through in the past. I learned something about Jarvis that I probably would have never known if I didn't, if we weren't on the same team where he had to go through growing up. So I say that's the most important part. The competition part is, is going to come, but us learning one another, us getting to know one another, us gelling, finding out, what our teammates have been through, that can only make the team stronger, only make us, more tighter as a team. And it's just, as men that play football, we don't get asked a lot, how we're doing.
Yeah.
And what we've been through, but just to be able to go in there and express what we go through, express our hardships. It got emotional in there, whether it been, it was me, it was other guys, but we go through a lot of stuff, and you just will never know because we got to come in that building and be warriors. But we go through a lot. And
then ideally on game day or throughout your 17-game, 6-month season, that journey you went on with your teammates, those hardships and emotional connections, they come into play, and
you can lean on one another. Yeah. Lean on one another because you never know what someone's going through at home. Because once you get in that building, you got to put on whether it's a facade or whether it's how you're feeling that day. But when you step out there, you're expected to produce no matter what's going on in your life. But having an understanding of maybe this why this guy came in today kind of not being the best. You just never know. But to be able to have that connection with one another is important.
Yeah. You mentioned how you feel this is a hungry team. Mm-hmm. What about head coach Brian Callahan? What are your initial impressions of Coach so far?
Well, Coach Kyle, he's real cool. You can definitely tell he's a player's coach. I just know him seen him from afar, but just being able to be in the building, being able to be coached by a really cool guy. Really cool guy. I mean, I've only been with him for a month and a half, but so far, so good.
So far, so good. Yep. Yeah. It is still the early stages with the team, and I know you're still just getting to know everybody, including everyone in the secondary. You mentioned Jarvis Brownlee. He's up there with you, obviously. Amani Hooker over there on safety opposite you, veteran in that secondary. Roger McCrary. What is? How would you kind of evaluate the secondary and maybe does it have the potential to take that next step this season?
I would just say it's all about just us getting 1% better every day, us gelling, us trusting one another. That's what makes a good secondary, us trusting one another, whether it's, I can play this way because I trust you. I believe in you to be able to undercut this route because I can trust you over top. So it's just guys getting out there, trusting one another. I know it's guys, it's hungry guys out there, whether it's, I want to speak for them personally, but, Sneed want to bounce back. Jarvis being a new guy, not a new guy, but going into year 2, want to improve. Whether it could be me, we kind of said this in our team meetings. Every guy has a chip on their shoulder, and that chip can keep stacking. You can build chips year to year, whether it's, who you play for, your wives, where it could be your kids, you come in the league, it could be where you drafted. And then it could be once you get a family, it could be your kids. And then the business part of it, they kick you out. They don't bring you back, they bring in a younger guy. Yeah. So we got a lot of guys with chips on their shoulder who want to prove themselves. So that can make a hungry secondary, which can only make us better.
What's your chip on your shoulder?
I have a few. I mean, my why now, most important why is definitely my kids and my family. Coming into the league, I did tell them it was where I almost drafted, 6th-round draft pick. That's going to be the chip. But once you have kids, I've been in this thing so long, and I just want to continue to prove myself. Throughout the years, whether it been when I left Dallas, I think they did want me back. Then Carolina, not want me back, that can be a chip. But, I just got a bag and just keep putting them in there.
Throwing in the chips.
And just keep going out there proving myself every year.
Well, you've done a good job so far.
Thank you.
You're listening to the Nashville Game Changers podcast with Tennessee Titans safety Xavier Woods. We'll be right back after this. And don't forget, like and subscribe. You mentioned L'Jarius Sneed, and you played with him for 1 year when you guys were at La Tech. So that's kind of cool coming over to a new place, new city, but at least you got a friendly face on defense with you. What's kind of your history with Sneed?
So I was a senior when Sneed was a freshman, and I can't remember back that far as him playing through the regular season, but I do know he made his first start in the conference championship game.
Oh, what a place to start, right?
It was crazy. And, I do remember he had a pick 6 in that game too as well. Okay. And so, bowl game I can't remember, but I do know that was the first game he started, had a pick 6. And so, yeah. So I know that was cool for him. But yeah, that is a familiar face. Yeah.
One new face for you, defensive coordinator Denard Wilson. He's someone that is, in my opinion, so energetic. And I'm not even being coached by him. I just cover him. How would you describe Coach Wilson on the football field?
That's him all the time. Yeah. I joked last week. He came in on, we didn't come in on Monday. He came in on Tuesday for Memorial Weekend. And he was on us. I said, I asked the guy, I said, did he have a bad Memorial Day weekend or something?
Somebody's like, did something happen to him over the weekend?
But that's just him all the time. He's just expecting a standard. Yeah. And so he wants to live up to that. And that was day 1, maybe day 2 of OTA practice, but he had the standard that he wants to set. And he's not going to alter, whether it's OTA day 1, training camp day 1. He wants it to look a certain way, and so you have to respect it. And but it's not a facade. That's him 100% of the time.
Well, and for someone that's coming into a new system, new defense, right? You probably like that structure. Like, hey, here's the expectation. Maybe high in the beginning as you guys are getting to know each other, but at least you have that game plan laid out. That's got to be comforting coming into that environment. Definitely
comforting, and definitely you going out there and wanting to be your best. And be the best, and not let your brothers down, and not. I would say, I tell the guys, I don't want to be on Denard's film the next day. Yeah. Because if you're on the film, that means you're usually getting chewed out, you're usually getting, cussed out, something like that. But, you just want to not be perfect, but try your best and make sure you're in the right place.
You had a interesting comment in your introductory press conference with Tennessee Titans. That probably feels like forever ago with how many practices you've had by now. But somebody asked you, do you like playing free safety, strong safety? Where do you see yourself? And correct me if I'm wrong, but your reply was actually, in the NFL nowadays, there's really not much of a free safety, strong safety. You got to play everywhere. And I really liked what you said. How have you seen kind of that safety position evolve in your 8 years in the league?
It's certain defensive schemes where it's interchangeable.
Yeah.
So the guys, I mean, you may have to put on the depth chart free safety, strong safety.
Right.
Just for depth chart purposes, but the safety's got to be interchangeable. Back in the day, the free safety was always in the post. The strong safety was always down and cover. And nowadays, both guys got to be able to cover. Both guys can be down. And so that's just interchangeable. You still have, whether it's, certain guys, I won't put them in a box, but certain teams that do use that. But this game here, and then the scheme I played in the past 3 years in Dallas, I mean, it's interchangeable. There wasn't a free safety, strong safety. It was more just really like field and boundary.
Yeah.
Which I switched. I was field one week, boundary next week. It just all depends. And so the game nowadays, safety have to cover. Safeties have to cover slots. Safeties have to cover tight ends. And so you better be able to do both.
Versatility, obviously a strength of yours. What else do you bring to this Titans secondary?
Leadership. I would definitely say leadership. Being a vet. I really want to be a leader in this group. And it comes, I mean, it's not forced by me. It's not something that has to be forced. It just comes natural for me. Seeing a lot. I think about the biggest influence I had now is when I played for Minnesota, and I had Harrison Smith and Patrick Peterson in the same room as me, and watching them and how they came to work every day, how they led the group. It wasn't any hoorah stuff. It wasn't Harrison Smith. I'm an introvert, and I talk very little. Harrison may talk less than me. and so just seeing how they came in the room every day, how they led the group. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't any rah-rah stuff. It was just not only leading by example, but just coming to work and doing what you're supposed to do, doing what you're supposed to do, teaching the young guys. I mean, I was a young guy. I was going to my 5th year. They was going into almost seemed like year 20 for them. It may have been like 11 and 13, I think. But just seeing how they carried themselves made me want to be that when I got to that point, which I'm here now. And so
that's exactly what you're trying to do with the Titans, especially some of those younger players on defense. You mentioned him earlier, rookie quarterback Cam Ward. He's talk about somebody that's learning everything for the first time. Baptism by fire. Obviously, the offseason program, I know you guys aren't in pads. I know you guys just started going offense versus defense, right? But what are your early impressions of the rookie quarterback, Cam Ward?
Oh, he can throw it. He definitely throw it. He made a throw. That was pretty nice. That was pretty nice today. You can tell that. Yeah, he's a gunslinger. And so I definitely think Cal is going to set him up for success. I mean, I think that's the most important. I was able to see kind of the struggles that Bryce went through. And I would say not all of those were on Bryce. But if I had any advice, which, I would be willing to give, but what my advice doesn't mean anything. I'm not a quarterback, but...
No, but you're an 8-year veteran.
Just rely on the coaches, rely on your teammates. And from that point on, you was drafted number 1 for a purpose. You have God-given ability, and you're obviously smart. You obviously have the talents, also talents and the skills to play this position. Just rely on the coaches, rely on your teammates to make those plays.
Trust, right? Mm-hmm. Trust in the staff, the team. That's not always an easy thing to do, especially for someone maybe just starting out in the league, right?
It's definitely not. It's definitely not. It could, a rookie quarterback, it's hard to come in this league and have success.
Yeah.
And I said earlier that, the last 2 years, it's kind of been an anomaly. It doesn't happen a lot. We had the rookie come in and big success. You got Stroud 2 years ago, and then Daniels last year. And then you had the opposite, whether it was Stroud, then you had Bryce, who, like I said, I don't put that failure on him. You call it a failure, maybe it was a lesson, because this past year he came out, even though he got benched, but when he came back, man, he was rocking and rolling. Mm-hmm. And so just trust in the process.
Yeah.
So year one, you don't have to be perfect year one.
No. Do you have to be perfect in year 9?
No.
Oh, good.
You don't have to be perfect, but you gotta be pretty good, because they'll find a way to get you out of there year 9.
Yeah, I got you. That's where that bag of chips on your shoulder comes in handy.
Yep. Yeah, year 1 you get more grace.
Yeah, as you should. Yeah. You're listening to Xavier Woods, Tennessee Titans safety, on the Nashville Game Changers podcast. We'll be right back after this, and don't forget, like and subscribe. You mentioned your family earlier. Mm-hmm. 4 kids.
Yeah.
God, that's a busy household, I imagine.
Always. All the time. Always. Never quiet.
Yeah, but at least your wife, amazing cook. We've established that. And then also, talk about your oldest daughter. Is it? She has autism.
Yes. So I have 4 kids, 5, 4, 3, and 5 months. And so my oldest daughter, she has autism. And, she was spectrum 1. And so after she was diagnosed, we put her in a program, an ADA program, but she ended up getting sick, and she had a seizure. She was having seizures because of, when she gets sick, febrile seizures, and so she had a brain injury, and so. But even now, she's going through therapy. She's of course special needs. She relies on us to walk, but to walk and to move her around. But even now, we have her in a lot of therapies, whether it's my wife, she does a great job of just setting her up with therapies, occupational, physical, whether it's speech therapy, everything. She uses the iPad where it can eye gaze, where you can, she can look at something and it'll speak for her. Mm-hmm. She's in all type of stuff. And so, we're doing everything possible just to give her whatever she needs. But, I'll tell anybody, it's a challenge. It's different from having special needs to, my other 3 kids who's not special needs, but I love her no different. I may love her the most. I think she's my favorite. I do have rankings.
Yeah.
A 5-month-old is battling for first, but Dallas, who's the 5-year-old, she may be my first always, and so. But the 5-month-old is battling. The middle 2, they rough. They're rough. They interchange.
They're not in the race right now.
They interchange 3rd and 4th every day.
I love it. Most parents, they stay away from that question. Oh, I love my kids all the same. You're like, nope. Here's Here's today's rankings for my kids, and the 5-month-old is coming in hot.
Okay. Yeah, the number 1 is set. That never changed. But 3 and 4. Zayden and Saint, they are. Yeah. They interchange every day. It depends.
I know you said how challenging it was, especially I'm sure in the beginning, figuring out everything when it comes to taking care of a child with special needs. How much did that help you or inspire you to then give back to the special needs community? I know you did some work in Charlotte as well.
That's to the utmost. I'm in a fortunate position where, I play in the NFL. Financially, I'm okay. Financially, we're okay. For others, and I see how much it takes to be able to get your kid what they really need. Whether insurance covers a lot for us. We have the NFL covers a lot, but I can see if someone doesn't have that type of insurance, someone doesn't have that financial ability to be able to afford those, it could be hard. Mm-hmm. And so just to be able to do that in Charlotte, which we did
was it Best Buddies?
Yes, Best Buddies.
Yeah.
Just
Best
to give
Buddies
back, just
holiday
to give back,
party,
and give the family a good time.
Yeah, basically,
just at the bowling alley, at the arcade, just to give them a good time. Because at home we can understand it's a 24/7 job, eyes on type of. It's eyes on. It's not a. We can lead them with somebody and be good. It's a 24/7 thing where you got to be eyes on. She needs us 100%. So just to be able to give those families just a good time, just a time out on the town, time out just to have fun, whether it's bowling, arcades, food. It was important to us because I know how hard it can get in the house, especially it's two of us. Sometimes we have a nanny, but if it's a single parent, or it's a mom and dad who doesn't have any help. It could definitely be hard and tough.
Hard and also expensive. Yeah.
Most definitely expensive because, yeah. To get it could definitely be expensive.
I know you just got here and you're still trying to figure out which way is Broadway, but is there a chance that maybe you could potentially do one of your awesome events for special needs here in Nashville down the line?
That's definitely the plan. Definitely the plan.
Yeah, well, we'll help you out with that. And I will help you out with that. Fox 17 will help you out with that.
Thank you so much.
We love it when we get to not only sit down with athletes and talk about mini camp and the Titans and coach, but also what's passionate to you. And it's very obvious, one, your family, first and foremost to you. And two, your connection with the special needs community. That's something that's very close to your heart.
Yeah, very, very. I mean, it's definitely tough, but, she didn't ask to be in that position, let alone she didn't ask to be here. And so it's our responsibility to make it as easy as possible on her, to give her what she needs, and not just for her, but for our other 3 kids as well. But I'm in the fortunate position where I can, others not. So that's why we do it.
When you did your 4-H's with the Titans, was that one of your 4-H's?
The hardships?
The hardships.
Yes. The hardships was definitely, when she did have the brain injury, when she had the seizure, when she had, we was in the hospital for 2 months. 2 months. Wow. This was right after. The hardest part was the hospital, but a lot of people don't know, we had just had our son. So our son was a month old. He was probably a month old. So we were going back and forth. Whether I was at home with the kids, and then my wife was at the hospital. On the weekend, we would switch, and she would go back. But it was someone was in the hospital for 2 months straight, and I was at home by myself with the 2 kids by myself for a full 2 months. And so that was hard. That was one of the hardships. But I think when we was able to pack her up and put her in her car seat and bring her home, that just, no matter what we had been through, that just made it, put a smile on our face and, hey, we still have our daughter. And so that's all that mattered.
I bet you have a lot of days on the football field where you're reminded that, oh, yeah, life is much bigger than football.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Around that time, this is kind of sad, but around that time was the, a lot of families had lost their kids in another state. Around that same time while we was in the hospital. So I seen that and it's like, man, my daughter's still here, fortunate enough. She may not be the same. When we got that news, we was definitely heartbroken that your daughter may not be the same. I can still remember when the doctors came in and told us that, but we still have her. And so seeing what other families go through, some people have it worse than us. Some people, we're just fortunate.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Thanks for opening up about your family. You could tell just, how passionate you are, obviously.
I don't talk about it a lot. I like to keep it, but, sometimes.
Yeah. Before we let you go, we got to finish with our In My Opinion. And this gives you free range to talk about whatever you want. It doesn't have to be football. I mean, it could be, about how, let's say, Big Jeff is being a big pain in the... No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. Sorry, Jeff. Or it could be another sport or something going on with youth sports. Whatever is forefront of your mind. Do you got an opinion, Xavier?
I think Nashville needs another sports team.
Oh, let's talk about that. Yes. Okay.
It's just us in hockey, right?
Hockey. We have MLS. We have our Nashville Soccer Club. And obviously Titans. Mm-hmm. Those 3 pro teams. And then we have our minor league AAA team, the Nashville Sounds.
Okay.
So we don't have an MLB. We don't have a WNBA or NBA. Do you have a sport in mind that you're...
I mean, the NBA, of course, for me. NBA,
yeah, for you. Yeah. What about WNBA? Even though
I think that would be the easiest.
Right? I mean, wouldn't that be great?
I think that would be the easiest.
Yes. You mean the no-brainer decision because we definitely need a women's pro sports team?
Yes.
Yes.
For a team that can move states easily, I think the NBA, the WNBA. I'm pretty sure the Memphis Grizzlies is not moving anywhere, but
no, they're not going anywhere. Well, aren't you surprised? You probably didn't know this. Tennessee, state of Tennessee, no women's professional sports teams.
No, not even soccer.
No soccer. No WNBA, and with the legendary Pat Summitt in Lady Vols, the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame over there in Knoxville. That's like 3 hours east. Like, I mean, come on. Like, are you? It's surprising, right?
It should be time.
You heard it.
Their plans are to expand.
Yeah. Yes. Expansion. Yes. And Nashville is on the
short
list. Yes. We would just call it short list. Yes. It's on a list. It should be on everybody's list. Yeah. Let's be honest. Yeah.
It should be. Yeah. I mean, I didn't think, like I said, I had never been to Nashville. I saw it playing, but I just didn't know how big kind of the city was. And so, I mean, the city is definitely big. It's a lot of people here.
It is, yeah. Do you like country music?
I haven't, but I've taken to it since I've been here. Okay. I've been trying. So I listen to radio a lot, but when the kids in the car, I would change to the radio. I can't find a hip-hop and R&B station. It is all country. It is all country. And
so my gosh, that's hilarious.
I've kind of, I'll just pick one and then just rock out with it.
Yeah.
And so
you've kind of given up on the hip-hop R&B. So you're like,
I've taken a liking to some country stuff, and so since I've been here.
Do you have a favorite artist or anything?
I don't right now. No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't right now.
Well,
I just kind of listen to what's going on.
Yeah.
And so, but I did know that country was definitely big here.
Yeah. And then the funny thing is with Broadway, you have your OG bars. You have Tootsie's, Legends, Roberts is my favorite. But then you have Luke Bryan's, Luke Combs, Miranda Lambert's.
I seen the Morgan Waller.
Morgan Wallen has his own.
Waller, yeah, I seen that. That was
Eric
packed.
Church. Yeah. So you have country music artists that have their own bars on Broadway. Okay. And every so often, especially if they're playing at Bridgestone Arena, they'll make a cameo. They'll say, hey, thanks for coming to my bar. I mean, why not, right? Yep. Great PR. Yeah. So if you're looking for a favorite country music artist or country music hangout, Broadway is once again the answer.
Perfect place.
Yeah. I'll give you some more tips later, but yeah.
I appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for hopping on the podcast, joining us, and thank you for opening up and sharing your career, your journey in the league with us, but also your journey at home with your family. Really appreciate that. And like I said at the very beginning of this podcast, you might be new to Nashville and the Titans fan base is just starting to get to know you. But it won't be long until you're a Nashville Game Changer. So thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for listening to the Nashville Game Changers podcast. And don't forget, like and subscribe.